Alright, hi, I am hopefully going to show you how to successfully pre-bake a base for a barrette. This makes it much easier to decorate your barrettes later on, and that'll be the next video. But this time we're just going to show how to do the base. So you need a couple of these barrettes. I got these from Michael's. Over in the findings section, you're going to need any tools you want for texturing, blades, some liquid Sculpey, Bacon Bond, anything like that. I am using silver Twinkle Twinkle. This is Primo Sculpey, and some Primo Sculpey Black. Both blacks I have rolled out to a number 1 on my clay conditioning machine, which is the thickest setting on mine. This is rolled out to setting number 3 because I want it to be a little bit thinner. Okay, and this could not be simpler. This is my first video, so I'm trying to go for something, you know, pretty simple. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our barrettes and we're gonna put them on our conditioned and rolled out clay. We're gonna start with a straight edge, and you're gonna want to get it about the distance from this edge that you want to have on both sides. Might be easier for me to stand up and show that. You don't want to make it too big because after we've pre-baked it, we're going to be adding another layer on top. So usually what I do is I get it cut. I cut just some plain or some scrap clay for this inside layer. It's a great way to use up your scrap clay. Then we're going to take and lay it on the clay that we want showing on the bottom. What you want to do is lay it down gradually. Oh, you totally can't see that, can you? All I did was just take and hold one side of it, and just with light pressure gradually adhere it to the second layer. That way you don't get any air bubbles underneath. And then we take and trim this to fit our scrap or black or whatever you chose to use. Simple as that. Pop that up and just sort of make sure that here at the edges it's nice and adhered. Make sure you haven't made your corners go too wonky. And then we are going to put this on our barrette. What you want to do is the side that you want showing is going to be facing down, because this is the side you're going to see, the side that would be against your hair. So you want to get that centered wherever you want it to be on your clay, and then just lightly, ever so lightly, push down. You're not wanting to deform it. You want to keep this flat double layer of clay pretty much as it is. but you want to get this bit of metal right here where the circle is. You want it to be even with your clay. That way, with our next step, it adheres your barrette in such a way that you don't have to worry about it coming apart with regular use or anything like that. You want your barrette to be nice and secure. So after you've got that pushed down fairly well, set that off to the side. Take one of these that shows the width of our barrette. What I'm going to do is make a strip of the size that I want. And I don't want it to be as wide as my barrette. I want it to be slightly inside so it doesn't show from the front. So we're just going to cut a couple of pieces about like that. You can absolutely measure if you want them to be perfectly the same. I am not a fan of having to obsessively measure for things. I think it's much more fun creating art when you do not have to be so exacting. You can just let it go how it wants to go. See if I can get some of my Bacon Bond. And you're going to put your Bacon Bond just here in this little circle. Not a lot, because we're still baking wet clay on wet clay, so that's going to be working with you. This is really just a precaution. Makes me feel like it's a little bit more secure. Actually, I think I got a little bit too much right there, and I don't want too much, so just gonna make that a little bit thinner, and then take your pieces of silver or whatever color you have chosen. Oh, I lied to you, we need one more tool. You don't have to have these fancy silicone tipped ones. You can get this set right here I got at Michael's. It's the set of 3 with the large balls and shaping tools. I prefer this one because I kind of find that the harder ones on the Sculpey set leave more marks on softer clay, and my silver is pretty soft. I'm not sure why, but the silver does tend to be a little softer. And you're just gonna press it down. I like to round my corners off a little bit. But you're wanting to make sure that you press it down over that circle so that right here is adhered and it covers over the metal, and then on the edges it contacts and adheres as well. Clay baking into one another will be far stronger, and make sure that your barrette lasts a long time. Okay, so there's that, and I've got this this black. I don't really want a whole lot of texture on, but I do want some on this silver. So what I'm gonna do, I've just got this homemade tool here, and it's gonna make little circles for me. I use this a lot with steampunk stuff, and I'm just gonna press in 3 circles there, making sure that I keep a finger on the other side so that we don't warp the shape of our barrette. 3 circles. And now with my nail art tool, which I got at Sally's Beauty, I believe, I'm going to use this tip right here, which conveniently goes right in the middle of our circles and makes it look like a rivet. So let's just go ahead and make all 6 of these rivets. There you go. Okay. Now before I put this in the oven, I just like to make sure that these edges, I haven't warped them. Like right here tends to kind of push out a little bit because you're pressing into the clay, and clay, it likes to expand. So just ever so gently, I like to just press a little bit and make sure that we come back to our rectangular shape. Kind of round off the corners slightly, because once this bakes it's going to be a little bit sharper, and I don't really want to have to go around sharp corners with clay. You can leave yours sharp if you'd like. I find that it's easier if you don't, but you do whatever works for you. Alright, so now you're going to put this in your oven at whatever temperature your clay recommends. Mine is Primo, so it's 275 for, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes. You could bake it for the full length if you're using Primo. Primo rebakes very well, but I just like to do 15 or 20 minutes, and then they come out nice and hard where you have something to hang on to decorate. And we will be decorating this one in a Doctor Who theme in the next video. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.